All right, you wonderful soul. Thanks for being here, and it's time to deep dive passionately my artist and choice when it comes to Song of the Week in Shark the Band. The 51st Song of the Week for whatwasthatradio.com, a place to discover true modern rock with nothing older than 2017, over 5,000 bands and songs, of which 2020 onwards makes up 90% of the releases that you might hear and discover in whatwasthatradio.com. Well, let's just switch over to here quickly. Firstly, this was meant to be released every Wednesday for patrons via patreon.com. So that's What Was That Radio, but I switched the script this week last second because I put my back out at my first day at work at Thrifty Foods on Tuesday in the last 15 fucking minutes of my shift, lifting a box of potatoes after I thought I'd recovered from the back being out from an issue a month prior. And so yesterday and the evening before was just a very painful situation. So just spent the time yesterday just relaxing, healing, seeing the chiropractor, seeing the back specialist, make sure everything's all right moving forward. And I released a Larkin Poe interview and conversation with instead, which was going to be released today on Thursday, the 27th of October, 2022, which has just reminded me I need to make the Halloween special at some point or just do it live on Monday night.
That's to be decided.
Certainly that helps.
Speed up, expedite the process of the characters.
Because across the last 15 years, I've manipulated and created every character myself with my vocal box and a variety of effects. So having two or three at my
mercy me,
will be helpful for sure. Although I am a fan of my Roger the Vampire, who sounds like, to be honest with you, he is from the whole planet. He's just a character that just seems to draw from every nook and cranny of this wonderful planet that we call Earth that I have yet to explore. Because I'm not sure why I've left that awkward pause. No one's explored the whole fucking thing. There's no one that's going to watch this that has stepped on every piece of land this planet has to offer. Okay? All right. So it's going to be a pretty chilled out. Got the heating pads on my back behind me and the jacket over the top to keep it going. We'll go hot, cold. And feeling much better today. So let's dive into the portal. Let's go to whatwasthatradio.com. And as per usual on that homepage where everything can be found for those that maybe don't want to venture into the rest of the website. Right, I've updated that. I've got a couple of other new conversations up there. There's Shirley and Pink Shift. But we're going to dive into the Song of the Week portal. Everything's mega zoomed in so that you can see it. To me, imagine it being double the size at a screen that is just about 1.5 feet away. Song of the Week! It's like screaming and shouting at me. Anyway, in the portal here, all these wonderful souls of creators. We'll go to Jaws the Shark, bada boom, bada bing. Jaws the Shark is a one-man band. Well, when it comes to the composition and construction of these songs, his name is Olly Bailey. And I'll be frank with you, this first paragraph here is a slight retype up and tweaking. I nearly said twerking. Because that's one of the things I've got to do for my back. I wrote it down in my notes here. I need to do about 10 minutes a day of the cat camel or cat cow, stretch on all fours, and the child's pose. And one of those honestly feels like I'm just twerking. And yeah, well, if we wanted to know your opinion, we fucking do now, don't we? Okay? Or is that your microphone stand version of a twerk? Anyway, let's just get on with it. So I've cheekily stolen a little bit and rewritten a bit from niceswanrecords.com, right? So we'll get to that in a second. But initially, I've written with the help of their write-up, cheeky. Jaws the Shark is a solo project of Olly Bailey, having spent years on the road working as a tour manager. Hang on a second, let's zoom in a bit more for you there. Having spent years working on the road working as a tour manager with various UK-based artists, 2020 was the year that Olly decided it was time to create a project of his own. Formed during the first UK lockdown, the idea of Jaws the Shark was conceived due to a mixture of frustration and boredom. Everything Olly has produced so far is full of raucous and galvanizing energy. If the goal was to create music that produces multiple smiles, a song reflecting on some of the situations he's got himself into, whilst generating buckets of sweat as the listener loses himself to his creations, he has succeeded, I wrote. We'll get to this song context in a minute. Nice One Records, if we go over here to their website, splattered Olly Bailey. They finish in saying down at the bottom here, Ollie saying, is that zoomed in enough for you guys? One more? Yeah. Yeah. Quote, I've been working non-stop for the past 4 or 5 years, constantly being away from home and on the road with not a lot of time for myself or to indulge in my personal projects. When the lockdown happened, my entire schedule for the year got pulled from under me, which freed up all this time to finally be able to start writing and recording again. And then Nice One Records write, escaping London and moving down the Devon countryside, the endless creative ideas that Bailey had been storing over the past few years were afforded the time to be brought to life and flourish. Rest assured, there are a few acts emerging from the capital with the same raw and captivating energy that Bailey's created with Jaws the Shark, a name taken from the line in a television series called Peep Show. Things were taken up a notch when Bailey recruited the help of longtime friend and drummer Elliot Rawson of the band Yak to add his effortless flair and inventiveness to complete the tracks. Rawson's presence assisted Bailey in taking his recordings to new heights sonically, whilst also allowing for the two to form a formidable live duo. They go on to say Bailey's songwriting is the perfect middle ground between lo-fi alternative indie rock of the early 90s, mid-2000s, paired with an undeniable knack for finding vocal hooks that will lure you in and have you coming back time and time again. That's true. Lots of hooks in this. Great melody, great sing-along. Nothing, to be frank with you, and not to be rude. It's not changing the wheel. It's not recreating the rock scene at all. But it's molding and melding all of those wonderful things that get me going and galvanized in rock, which is the key to a great melody, the key to a great sing-along moment in a song that then becomes a sing-along moment for the entirety of the song because that one hook is stuck in your head and then bam, the whole thing's right there as well. And a great amount of distortion with that sweat that you feel you can taste from the way it's been produced and captured. That's what gets me going. They finish in writing with a catalogue of electrifying new music on the horizon, plus new single Demon Dream.
Demon Dream.
Released in February 2021. Oh, this is slightly out of date. Promises to be the year that Jaws the Shark explodes from the murky waters and cements himself firmly into your radar. Obviously, I couldn't do the theme song in case I get captured for copyright. Who am I kidding? Didn't I write that? Yes, I did write the official 1975 Jaws theme. You weren't watching this, were you? 2021. Dear Nice One Records, please update the website when you can. But that's what we're going to do now. Is if they that's a great launch spot. Let's go to Demon Dream.
Demon Dream. Demon dreaming had us a blast. Demon dreaming, it was so fun.
Okay. Demon days, demon dream, yay, oh, it's a shark in the ocean.
Oh, bite me now, I am Jaws the Shark.
Okay, that's... I would show you this Peep Show. Look, if you want to get the context behind the comment of the Jaws the Shark, I've linked, I'm not going to, it's a Channel 4 show that is so fucking hilarious from back in the day. Before I moved to this country, it was one of the best comedies there is, full stop. It's worth your time. It's a very brilliant show. And I would play you a snip of this, but I'm gonna get stung by it. So what I've done is if you go into the blog here and you click on Peep Show, mute it before it starts, and I get in trouble. That's all you need. The context is right there. And that in turn might lead you to dive into that show that is very, very funny. Okay, so let's go to Demon Dream. So Demon Dream, Jaws the Shark. And when I made the artwork for this originally, I'd said shark. It doesn't matter what I said because I can't remember at this point. I was going to chastise myself and sass myself, but I've already forgotten what the fuck it was. What did I do? It's going to be on the desktop here. Oh, I saved over it, didn't I? What was Shark Jaws? Yeah, that's not right. I mean, that's mixing my branding, his band name, and making a right fucking mess of it. All right, okay. Let's go to Demon Dream. Oh, there's no video. Well, let's just watch the Scruff of the Neck. Scruff of the Neck TV is so good. Let's watch this live performance.
And that brings us to the grand finale. Thank you for sticking with us. Like I say, Appreciate it.
The grand finale.
Who?
All right, get involved. Are you playing yet? Let's go. And now my internet's being... Okay, it's immediately clear that what Jaws the Shark, what Ollie does, what Jawley does, is combine a bunch of backing tracks with that live performance to produce that bigger sonic field. I have not got a problem with that. Many are purists and they won't want that and they don't do that, and that's their prerogative and that's fine. And what I would say is it is tremendously fucking difficult to nail playing to backing tracks. You don't have an inch to spare. I mean, that's being generous. You haven't got a millimeter to spare. You cannot afford to go out of time, or you've completely lost it. You're going to sound like absolute fucking garbage. You cannot afford to be out of tune in correspondence with the backing tracks that are playing. Otherwise, guess what? You're going to sound like fucking garbage. So having that laptop next to him, it's immediately clear. I heard a different guitar part. Because I'll be honest with you, the only song I know by Jaws the Shark is Reno. When I found that last Friday, I was like, this is dynamite. And then waited until now to dive in and discover all this stuff with you, to be as authentic and transparent as possible when consuming his artwork for the first time. So I'm okay with this because I am not the fucking overlord of Olly Bailey and he can do what the damn he wants. But before we move any further forward, to see how tight like tiger they are, it's important that you know that context of what's going on here, if you weren't aware of it. You see that slight with the backing vocals, without you, yeah, slightly out of tune for a second there, but I don't mind that because it's called performing in the fucking moment. But it does. I've been to shows where this is where I get nervous with backing tracks is, do they have their own sound guy? Is that person privy to what's going on? Or is it a sound operator that's in the venue, has no idea who this fucking band is? It might not even be the headliner. It's not a big deal. The sound check is rushed. They've only got a few minutes. But I've been to multiple shows where local bands have tried to do this, to push themselves as musicians, to improve, and then they've been let down by the backing tracks being way louder. Now, if you're a sound engineer, I know what you're probably thinking. They're controlling their own fucking backing mix and just giving me a feed of which I can't control. And that is also worth considering. I won't say the band. It was at a pub in Langford, and it was a contest that I was hosting, not a judge, but hosting. Verbal diarrhea, keeping things going in between the acts and whatnot. And their whole set, all you could hear was the backing tracks and backing vocals. You could barely hear them playing on stage, and it was initially awkward. And I am hesitant to say became very funny. Because the longer it went on, I thought, is this what they're doing, though? Are they purposely playing quietly so their backing track steals the show and they fucking win the $5,000? And everyone thinks they're virtuosos. You know, you can hear in the background like, bleep, 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 bleep. But then through the speakers, you hear like the perfect rock and roll song. Anyway, let's get back to Ollie. I feel like it's important to note that it might be a purposeful, slightly sharp, more flat, punky backing vocal thing there. Or it just might be just in that moment, it's just a bit flat. Stuck inside your own head. But I know it's just a dream. Yeah, I'm going to add this to the station big time. Really, really good. I adore the way that Lefty's drum. Elliot is he's other band Yak I adore as well, but I love watching Lefty's drum. I'm a drummer, and I get off on watching. I don't. That's just a figure of speech. To be clear, but there's something that just tickles my brain and is like, oof. Imagine playing the drums left-handed, even if you are left-handed. That's a skill right there. And just seeing a different setup, it's just a different visual. If they were both lefties, like if that was a Kurt Cobain stance instead of Olly, then you maybe wouldn't notice. But I like the fact that they're playing into each other in this mid-wide shot with Scuzz TV here. Anyway, let's dive into further. So what was the first thing? Mission Impossible 2 years ago. Only 878 views. Okay, someone needs to build, and this is what, I can't do this right now. What Was That Radio is not built to this extreme and budget. But I would, from that first 3 seconds of the vocal coming in, I'm talking Japan Droids. I'm talking Jaws the Shark. I'm thinking Blackbird Hill from France. I'm thinking Bong Lord from Europe as well. Man, so many pairings would go so well. So many, it just excites me. It's important to note that it's a very rock and roll thing to do, playing in the hot tub. I get it, but it's not that I'm concerned about how long it's going to take to clean the hot tub from wearing clothes in it. My main concern is why he wasn't wrapped. You know, when you see those, I don't know if anyone's ever wrapped their friend in cling film or saran wrap, or wrapped your friend's vehicle in that my brother and all his friends seemed to do a few years ago. You're not going to see me in a hot tub unless I'm in a scuba suit, because everyone that's ever got in that hot, it's basically just heated shit. That you're sitting in. I mean, I might be taking this too far. Oh, are those some West Sussex? Are they some West Sussex Reds, Dad? Did I learn anything growing up? Or are those, we had some of those? Pretty sure. All right, I'm getting very hot. I'll turn the back thing off a second. What I really like about this is that the vocals are hidden in that scuzz and fuzz and distortion to an extent. And so you can't really grip to the story in this. You can grip to the energy of this. So this to me is a statement from Olly where it's like, here's the kind of music I'm going to produce. And this is the first that I'm going to put out there, in the sense of you're going to get a complete idea of the energy that we're going to move forward with. It's going to be urgent, it's going to be scuzzy, fuzzy, and it's going to be sweaty. And so I'm not picking up too much of the vocals. Because of all those effects that are awash over it, I'm being drawn more into the energy. And I like this energy a lot. I want to be big, but I don't want to be a whale. And now, because I've said that, my brain is looking to actually understand I can be anything that I want to be and clicking into what he's saying and singing about. And it just feels like a marker. This song with the lyrics and with the production and with the video, it feels like a marker of, hey, this is me. I've been on the road doing all this shit. I'm going to step out front and do my own thing now. And you need to know my personality. You need to know what I'm into. You need to know what you're going to expect moving forward. And this song ticks every box in that regard. What came after that then? Erase Myself a year ago. Erase myself. I'd just like to say sorry to Olly for that. Oh. I guess we just found the video of which that art workshop was from, with him covered in paint. Is it okay to drink paint? I don't think it is it? Even just a few drops, you know? Or is this like his Matrix moment? Which paint droplet that lands on your tongue will you choose to swallow or spit? This is a crass fucking song of the week. It does look pretty watered down. It does. Same applies though. The stereo field with Jaws the Shark is at max out. There's a lot of central shit going on. There's just a wall of guitars like boom, 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 boom. And it's fever pitch. It wants you to be sucked in. It wants you to be like, oh my God. It wants your phone, when you've got things turned up too loud, to warn you every 10 seconds. This might hurt your ears a little bit. Apple, I'm Apple, and I've noticed that you've been listening to this music very loudly and for a short while. And we've also noticed that the way that this music is produced might cause ear damage, so we'd suggest you that you turn it down. I'd suggest you just fucking let me make my own decisions, Apple, okay? I can't speak to Android users because I don't have an Android, okay? I don't know if they do that, probably. They probably did it, and then Apple bought the rights to do it themselves. The squirting shot, oh, that is the perfect frame to pause it on, as he gets hit in the left eye by fortunately a green paint, predominantly green paint color choice. Someone is squirting from a ladder to the right here, his left, and you just look at the flows coming down this side. They're very special. And that, all right, what we're going to do here, mate, we've got 3 cams, right? We've got 1 shot, 1 chance to make it work. Okay? And go. Well done. I love that you could see everyone. Just huck fucking buckets at him in the last 20. Whoa. Getting a mixture of Nickelodeon and Mr. Blobby vibes with this video. I like it a lot. Awesome. Okay, what's next? Still Young, official video. Hold on. Longest song yet. 4 minutes, 15 seconds. Just a quick side note here. If ever Rainwolf was looking for a stunt double, this is the guy. All right, that's Rainwolf. All right, there he is. Here's Ollie. Jaws the shark. Hang on a second. Here you go. Here's Ollie. Rainwolf. Ollie. Rainwolf. Ollie. Rainwolf. Rainwolf. Ollie. Right? Just thinking out loud. Side note, Rainwolf, Song of the Week choice from 10 weeks back. Dive into whatwasthatradio.com/music and the portal. If you do, you will discover a brilliant song featuring Brad Wilk of Rage Against the Machine and Audio Slave and Black Sabbath and more on the drum kit with Mr. Jordan Cook here from Canada. And Ollie and Rainwolf, I'd love those two to meet. Get a picture together, if possible. Nay, jam together. Make a record together. Tour together. Eat together, read together. Okay. This is really fucking impressive. I like it a lot. Let's skip halfway through. Yeah, that's... My mind went blank for a second there because I was like... Just thinking of all the bands that... I'm really hot. I got to take this off now. But thinking of all the bands that Jaws could tour with and get to know and befriend further beyond the connections he's got that sees him supporting Death Havana across the UK this November. I wonder if any of my friends in Cabo Luis, Kikapichi and whatnot are aware of this guy because he's a goddamn stud. My God. Next, Destroy the World featuring Dinosaur Pileup. Oh. This is going to be thick. Much distortion expected.
Destroy the world, but just do it from a private jet. Counting your worth by how many girls are on your deck. You pledge allegiance to nobody but yourself. I think I need to get out. Destroy the world, but just wrap it up in cotton wool. Make it all seem like it's not a...
I'm glad in this song that Ollie has left his vocal a little less tampered with. Not that I didn't like it before, but he's got an incredible voice, and they shouldn't be afraid to showcase that a bit cleaner in the center of that mix of all the creations that he produces. So I've got a feeling that space is left there, a bit less affecting. It's because of the team up with Dinosaur Pileup. And when those other voices come in, you don't want them to get lost. But we'll see. Maybe they do. Maybe there's a flip the switch, flip reverse it, whatever, brain.
About the minerals, pollute the ocean. Who cares about 1 killer whale? I think I need to get out. That's how you destroy the world. But that's how you get the girl. That's how you destroy the world. But that's how you get the girl.
All right, here comes Matt Bigland, lead singer of Dinosaur Pileup, one presumes.
No need for taxes. You own all the offshore accounts. Don't value money. You never know the life without 100 billion. You build it just to burn it to the ground. Yeah. Trust fund forever. Count stacks before you leave the house. Stay in this world, yeah. She said
They've got to be playing an actual game. This can't have been made into an actual game to correspond with a video like this, because they're having a fucking blast in this video. Dinosaur Pileup are veterans of the rock scene in the UK that for me should be one of the biggest stadium rock bands on the planet. They have produced tune after tune, hook after hook, wall of sound after wall of sound across the years. Matt has been through a few lineups. The most recent has been together for a multitude of years at this point, but have you seen this? This is one of the first songs I played when I launched the station 2 years ago. Thrash metal cassette by Dinosaur Pileup. And this song, 7 years plus back, my brother and I, it's one of our, it's like, you know, when you've got like a favorite tune with a dear friend or a brother in this instance that you just know, you could just go, 11, and they'll go, 11, 11, right? It's just, this song is simplistic rock fucking brilliance. Built around this adorable guitar riff. We were cute, now we're not, okay? And I mean cute in the sense of there's no time to stand still and worry, it's time to move. So you don't get, I'm just a blur at this point, so you can't define what I am. Oh. All right, skip it in a bit. Anyway, if you fall in the Dinosaur Pileup rabbit hole, there's a lot of animals in that hole. You'll be in there for a while. I don't know if you saw that viral video of a sheep that fell in a ditch and then immediately after being released from the ditch, ran and jumped into a latter part of the same ditch it got stuck in. That could be you if you dive into Dinosaur Pileup and get caught in their ditch rabbit hole. Okay, all right. Still Young, great song. But we've been there and done that. We've done Destroy the World. That Feeling, we're catching up here. This came out a month ago. Let's go.
Use my memory. Shake the dust out until your mind feels free. Yeah. They say to write your thoughts down and spew it all on a page. Ought to stimulate your brain with drugs like LSD. But if I can't lay you down, well, that's on me. Yeah. That feeling, that feeling, that feeling, that feeling again.
All right. Now, my take on this is that with every song that's come out, less and less vocal effect on the voice, as Olly maybe potentially, and I'll try and set up a conversation with him in chat at some point in the future, maybe this is a case of confidence growing. Okay, shit, this thing is working. I got the record deal through the friends, most likely, that have been made over the years that trust the artist and the integrity that he has as an individual human specimen. And now these 2 or 3 have gone out there. People are starting to jive with it. They're dancing with it. They get it. They like it. Maybe it's time to take a little bit of that vocal processing off of myself, push myself a bit further into the earglugs of those that might be consuming my music. And I feel that this is me. Yes, justified. All those years of working and doing my own thing, justified. So let's show them more of me. Maybe that's where my mind goes, or it's just another reason that we'll find out in the future. But I really like Jaws the Shark. My God, it's just, he's so cool. He's absolutely brilliant, is Olly. And at the start of his adventure, there's not too many on social media. So if you're enjoying Jaws the Shark, go to whatwasthatradio.com, click on his name, link through the link tree, follow him along where you feel comfortable in doing so. And if you further feel comfortable in doing so, say I found out about you because of What Was That Radio, And you should consider checking out What Was That Radio. John would love to speak with you if he hasn't reached out to you already, etc., etc., you know. Just familiarizing everyone with, yeah, I did get an email from that person. Oh, yeah, it's a slowly gradual guerrilla marketing build situation here. All right, okay, so if we're talking about the Song of the Week choice, let me go to the website again. Let's dive into news. My God, I'm zoomed in so much that the menu is like, 2 lines now. Don't like that. All right, so Olly said, quote, can you see that? I'll zoom it in more for you, mate. I wrote Reno about one of the most memorable nights out I've ever had. Myself and my friend Mike Sheils, who also drums on the track, found ourselves in a place called Lake Tahoe in California one time for the evening. Although the track is called Reno, it's actually about the evening we had prior traveling to Reno the following day. All I will say is that having e-scooters available directly outside of a casino exit is probably not the wisest of places to put them. It was a fun trip, minus the broken phone, chipped teeth, and battle wounds from falling off the scooter. A lesson learned the hard way, but one of my favorite Jaws to Shark songs to date was The Result. End quote, Olly Bailey. All right. Let's dive into it. Back here. There we go. Only 735 views. This song is an absolute fucking class act. Oh, we'll see the live show has expanded to another couple of humans here. All right. This is not a live cut, just to be clear. This is just footage from a live show before we go into the music video and the actual studio version of the song.
My birthday today.
Is it his birthday or does he do that every show? A question I will absolutely ask Olly if we get the chance. And I say this lovingly again, like I did about 25 minutes ago. It's not that Olly is changing the wheel. Olly is bringing his personality and his flavor to the modern rock situation and stage. And what I adore about this song is the immediate drum roll at the start. It says, strap the fuck in. We're going 150 miles an hour. If you can keep up, that's great. If you can't, don't worry. We're still going to keep going. We'll see you the next time. And then when it drops to this bit here with this, that's just if you dig what you've heard the last 40 seconds, you are going to be wailing that with them on stage. Then you're going to learn what that verse is, that flipping chorus is, that second verse is, and you're going to sing the whole way through with them. This is planting seeds to get a really excitable and involved audience on your side, whether they're singing for the first time or whether they damn well know who you are and they're there because of you, whether you're support or headliner, etc. This isn't, I don't feel, having said that Olly is creating music to tick boxes to make it. This very much feels like Olly is making music that he thinks ticks his boxes, and that's why he's making it. But that immediate drum roll to this breakdown here, and that simple, just the simplicity here, check. Right? The drums reversing completely and just keeping it simple. Boom, ba-ba, 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 and that guitar, beat him, and the other guitar, bam, that follows the vocal, right? That's how you're planting that shit in people's heads to get involved, to get excited, and to join in with you. I believe that skate move is what they would call in the skateboarding community an Oliver. I learned that when playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater many, many years ago. That is I believe they call a form of jump bowl. when we listen to this song compared to some of the first few single releases, where I was talking about half an hour back how those 2 or 3 songs in a row just had this wall of guitars, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just, it's not necessarily 6, but it just felt like, you know, you're walking up to a fence and the fence posts to guitars and the guitars are actually playing themselves, and you're like, wow, this is fucking interesting. There's a lot going on here. And you either want to get involved in it or you don't want to get involved in it. What I like about this song in Reno and what we've heard in the last couple is a bit more separation in the sonic field, moving things around a little bit more so that we aren't necessarily so, what's the word, tunnel vision with our mix. This has opened up the stereo field a touch in the sense that it's now allowing the space for you to get in there and dance in and around everything else that's going on, rather than having that dance energy projected at you to do where you should be, wherever you're standing or consuming the song from. Does that make sense? Do you notice that? If not, feel free to skip back, come back, skip back, come back. When you come back, skip back, do whatever you've got to do to get the back skip, and then we're all going to be fine. Okay, all right. Side note, I love that messy snare. I love that snare that feels like it's clinging on for fucking life right now. As in, like, the mechanical underbelly of the snare feels like it's loose and maybe needs a bit of tightening. And not that, just like the mechanics of the snare stand, right? That's what I'm talking about here. It feels like it's like, oh shit, one of those. Oh, find the center if you can, all-star drummer. And it's producing that sort of on-edge, crisp tonality. And this is what I was trying to sit back in the chair for this whole thing so I didn't fuck my back up further. But this is what Jaws the Shark is doing to me. It's making me sit the fuck up and want to get involved.
Out in the town that they call Reno.
Boom. That is the song of the week. I never even played the flipping...
Oh, bro, it's just like...
Song of the week. Intro. This is a coin that I got at a really cool store that I forget now in Lambie, otherwise known as Lumbee, Okanagan, British Columbia, Canada, the world, where I've been situated and living for the last, well, on Vancouver Island I've been living. But hey, camera, do your fucking autofocus jobby. Camera. Are you... You have to. Surely you've got to pull focus on that. No? What if I turn it around and show you the nose side? Wow. It's literally the only thing in the shot. Come on, find it. Find it. Find it. Okay. Well, you just have to trust me on the description of this coin. That is really cool. On one side, you've got a yes, and it's in between. The yes is in between two hands up like that with eyes in it, and moon and some, dare I say, hinting at sort of woo life. On the other side, you've got a skeleton with wings that says no. You can't see any of this. Camera. Oh, I'm realizing now that this is a me thing. Oh no, hang on a second. Yeah, see? Yeah, this is me because I've set it. I've taken off the autofocus and let it set to my usual distance of. Oh no. It wants to show you. It wants to show you. Can you sort of make out that no side now? And that yes side quickly? Stay with me. Yes. There you go. Wow, great to know. It takes 3 minutes. Kind of feel like it's shit all over this throwaway end to the video at this point. I'm just going to do a cheeky. We're going to start doing this. We're going to start doing this now, which is, will this band one day play on Vancouver Island? This is the first one. All right. No. Okay. Will this band one day play on Vancouver Island because us wuzzers were able to bring them here? No. Well, just the fucking folk. Okay. That was a fun game, wasn't it? Yeah, it didn't quite work. I realized that. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. All right. I feel like the last few minutes essentially was this kind of build up for you. Content is content. Whatever you're doing the rest of your day, and as always, please look after yourself. And I hope there's some fun and smiles involved in the rest of it as well, because we've got to cherish that positive. If you enjoyed Jaws the Shark, get at them. Follow them everywhere. Play their tunes, playlist them, tell your friends, and everything else in between. I appreciate your time, appreciate your support, especially if you're discovering this upon the day of release, the 27th of October, 2022, because you, my friend, are a subscriber and a patron of What Was That Radio. If you're not, please consider going to whatwasthatradio.com, and please consider going to patreon.com/whatwasthatradio to see the literal thousands of hours of content that awaits you in forms of radio shows, deep dives like this, and just a fucking plethora of content, all right? For now, lots of love. And cheerio. Fucking coin, man.